afternoon, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. And today for your stimulus update, there's a lot of good and bad news. I won't say there's a lot of not news at all. First and foremost, the Democrats and Republicans are still debating and negotiating on the behalf of the American people of what's good for us and what is not good for us. Now, we understand that there are some things that's going to be in the bill that's probably not for anybody except to accept and to fatten politicians' pockets and also for their special projects. But that's neither here nor there. First and foremost, it's still on the table that each single American receives $1,200, and each married and joint filer will receive $2,400. And of course, your dependent, whether they are under the age of 17 or above the age of 17, they will receive $500. Now, that's still on the table. That's still one of the things they actually agree on. Now, one of the major things that they disagree on is unemployment benefits, okay? The Republicans would like to reduce unemployment down to $200, which is a reduction of $400. They want to reduce it down to $200, where the Democrats still want the American people to receive that $600 bonus on top of their regular unemployment, because a lot of people have went into debt. A lot of people are behind on their bills because of COVID-19. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a chart. I want you to stay with me. I'm going to give you 4 scenarios so you can kind of map out, you can try to understand how these payments, depending on what category you fall in, is, okay? So, scenario 1, you filed your 2019 taxes. Your filing status is single. You made $80,000. You don't have any dependents, none whatsoever, above or below 17 years of age. You should receive $950. $950 for scenario 1. You made $80,000 and you're single and you have no dependents. Scenario 2, you file your 2019 taxes. Your filing status is the head of household. You made $140,000. You have one dependent under the age of 17, and your calculated amount should be around $1,325. Scenario 3, you didn't file your 2019 taxes, but you did file your 2018 taxes. You are married, and also you made $130,000. You have 2 dependents under the age of 17. You should receive $3,400. That's $3,400. For scenario 4, you didn't file your 2019 taxes, but you filed your 2018 taxes. You are married. You made $130,000 combined. You have 2 dependents above the age of 17 and 2 dependents under the age of 17. You should receive around $4,400, which is $4,400. So hopefully that gives some people some clarity there. Now and again, some of the rhetoric and some of the politicians are speaking about this $1.75 billion FBI building that may be built under this new HEALS Act that the Republicans are introducing. Now, we understand that's a large sum of money, not to renovate a building as large as the FBI building with all the technology and cryptology things that they have all in that building. But during a pandemic, I don't think, and I'm pretty sure you don't think, that is the best for the American people. Now, the one thing that I believe was important for you to contact your congressman is this $600 for the unemployment benefit. I don't care if they're a Democrat or Republican, they can sway their vote based upon what their constituents actually need and want. Because you say, hey, if enough of you guys get together in your district and you contact your congressman and you say, hey, if you vote down to reduce unemployment to $200, then I am not voting for you. But it has to be a large sum of people, okay? 1, 2, 3, no. We're talking about hundreds, if not thousands of people all agree on that one sentiment, all agree on that one statement, say, hey, if you vote down this, we're not voting for you. That is how the people have the power, okay? You don't have any power if you don't contact people if you don't contact your politicians that are in the position to make decisions for you. That is the problem that I see that a lot of us have. Okay, I'm including me too. We may see wrongdoing, or we may see things that we may don't agree with. And what do? We don't get together as a community and make some sort of list of names to present that to our congressmen, to present that to our senators, to present that to our councilmen and say, hey, we don't want this. We understand that you're voting on this or you're trying to implement this, and the people simply don't want this. So in order for the people to have power, we have to come together and sit in an official manner to the right people and the right source. That way he knows his job is on the line. His position of power is on the line. Like, hey, you're not on the House. You're not a representative. You're not a senator to represent yourself. You are representing an entire state. So these are the things that we actually really need to know, ladies and gentlemen, because at the end of the day, COVID-19 is going to be gone. But the irrevocable damage that COVID-19 has on everybody's finances, you cannot recruit lost money. You ever heard somebody say that? Oh, I'm going to go catch up on sleep. It's kind of like sleep. You can't catch up on sleep. If you didn't sleep then, that's sleep loss. You're still tired, so you go to sleep. But you can't catch up on sleep. Just like you can't catch up on money. I would rather leave money on the table, meaning not lose any money, but not gain any money, versus losing any money, if that makes any sense. So when we're talking about all these stimulus check update payments and things of that nature, then we also need to understand that the power is with the people, because we have to put pressure on those political figures who represent us on the House, who represent us in the Senate, who represent us in state and local governments. If you don't get together as a community and push some sort of legislation yourself, or some form of a formal letter to them with a petition of names, you don't have any power. Susie Homemaker by herself doesn't have any power. Daryl, the plumber, doesn't have any power by himself. But when Susie the Homemaker and Daryl the plumber get together and you get thousands of names on your petition, then the power is to the people. The power is to the people. And right now, it's Tuesday, August 4th. They go on recess, okay? The Senate and the House, they go on recess this Friday. If this bill is not on President Trump's desk by this Friday, then we have to wait till they come back and renegotiate and go through other debates about whether they're going to pay the American people a second stimulus payment, a second stimulus check. Now, Steve Mnuchin, Mitch McConnell, Majority Leader, and President Donald Trump all agree that the people should have a second stimulus payment. Nancy Pelosi, all the politicians, whether Democrats or Republicans, actually agree that the American people should have a second stimulus check. But the problem is they are debating and they are negotiating, and negotiating just means a compromise. That's all. They're compromising of what should go in the bill and what shouldn't be in the bill. Now, this goes to the art of negotiations. Anybody understand the art of negotiations? A close friend of mine today, we were talking about not today, but a couple of days ago, we're talking about the art of negotiation. Negotiations go good when both parties come away from the table feeling like they lost. Negotiations are good when both parties leave the table feeling like they lost something, okay? So that is the art of negotiation. If you're really good at negotiating, because if you both feel like you lost something, that means that you guys met so much in the middle that you didn't get solely what you want and the other person didn't get solely what they want. So now you guys are on an even playing field. But if somebody goes away happy and somebody goes away sad, you wasn't negotiation, you just got duped. You got bandwinkled. You got tricked. You got scammed, okay, in your negotiations. And that is why they're negotiating so hard, because there's things that the Democrats want, there's things that Republicans want, and hopefully The FBI building is nowhere to be found inside of these negotiations. I'm tired of hearing about the new FBI building. I'm from Washington, D.C., and yes, the building is old, but I don't care if a building is old during a pandemic where people need to be paid money. Because do this, and I'll leave it as this. From the day you started paying taxes, try to compute how much money you have paid in taxes. I promise you, if you didn't pay taxes, you would be a millionaire. I promise you. If you worked at McDonald's for 20 years and you looked at the amount of taxes that you paid, you'll be close to a million, if not over. I'm just saying. All right, guys, that's the simplest update for today. Hopefully you got some great information or another good perspective. Nonetheless, that's all I have. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. And they need to get our bag ready because we need that money. I'm out.